What's good, y'all? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at my top 10 games from E3 2021. Now, again, keyword, my list. Don't be coming to my comments talking about, oh, you forgot this game, you forgot that game. This is, in my personal opinion, the games that I am anticipating and the games that I was surprised to see. And I just put them in the top 10. So you guys already know the vibes, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got the website, www.justicexfalls.com. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so we're gonna start off with honorable mention. So the honorable mention for this video is gonna be Elden Ring. Now, the reason why it's an honorable mention, you guys are probably going to jump on my back for that, but I didn't really know about Elden Ring. I'm guessing it's a long anticipated game. People have been anticipating this game for years and years and years. So I don't even know what the craziness was about the release of this game, but when I saw the trailer, it looked fire. Like some of the attacks, combinations and things of that nature. The graphics was crazy, the animations were crazy. This is one where he scooped the guy up with his sword and he swung him around and slammed him down like that. That was crazy. It was kind of like a like a Soulsborne type of game. So I'm not really surprised by that, but I did like how it looked, and I am a fan of those type of games. So my honorable mention is gonna be Elden Ring. They showed it during the Summer Games Festival. It's developed by From Software, who made a lot of, you already know, the types of games that they've come out with in the past, few years. And they have the Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin on there, so that's a huge pickup. So it's gonna be very cinematic in many different ways. So that game was releasing on January 21st, 2022 for Xbox Series, all Xbox that are out, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series S, and Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and PC. So be on the lookout for that one. And next up, let's move right along. My 10th game that I'm most anticipating about, that I liked from E3 was Shin Megami Tensei 5. So I'm a huge fan of the Shin Megami Tensei series. I love RPGs and I love JRPGs on top of that. I was just playing Scarlet Nexus on my stream, twitch.tv /JusticeXFalls, and that was dope too. They're coming out with an anime for that. But Shin Megami Tensei, that's a long running series. A lot of you may know about it. It's coming out for the Switch November 12th, 2021. November 11th gonna come out in Japan. Obviously, that's a Japanese franchise. It's developed by developer Atlas. They develop many other games that you might be familiar with, many other JRPGs you might be familiar with. I like the fact that it had like a 3D environment, and like this is probably the most expansive environment I've seen in a Persona. Not a Persona, I'm bugging. That's another. I always get those two series mixed up: Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. Shin Megami Tensei, yeah, I like the environment that they had. It seems like it's going to be the most expansive environment that they've had in the series yet. It's like a post-apocalyptic kind of vibe, and I'm digging that. So yeah, that's my number 10 game, Shin Megami Tensei 5. Next, number 3 I love games like that, so that's right up my alley. All right, so next up we got Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. That was obviously during the Nintendo presentation. Has a tentative release 2022, exclusively for the Switch. I like that arm situation he had. He kind of like froze time and then kind of threw the weapon back at the enemy. That was fire. I don't know if that's have to do with the first game. I didn't finish the first game. Sue me. I don't care if it came out in what was it, 2017 or whatever. I didn't finish it. I have a lot of games in my back catalog, and that's one of them. Right now I'm working on The Last of Us 2. But anywho, Breath of the Wild 2, that's definitely a game we've been expecting. I think Nintendo, they came in like second. Like it was Xbox and Nintendo, like as far as like what they delivered. A lot of people will sit there and say that E3 was whack and and they didn't show nothing, and Sony wasn't there. But I think what I saw was pretty dope. It's a lot of games I'm anticipating. I clearly have 10 games here on this list that I'm expecting. It's just, I don't know. A lot of people like to be elitist. They want what they want, but you can't always get what you want. It's a pandemic. Y'all will be all right. Stop complaining. So moving along. Number 7, we have Redfall. So Redfall is they showed it during the Xbox Bethesda presentation. It's made by Arcane Studios. Has a tentative release of 2022. It's going to be console exclusive to the Xbox Series X and S. Also, it's going to be on PC. So that was a theme throughout the Xbox Bethesda presentation. They had like 27 games that going to be available on Game Pass day one, and they bought like a whole bunch of games to Game Pass that day. Like I went on my Xbox, I'm like, yo, it's mad games. Like, so all these people that sit there and jack the Xbox have no games. I don't know what to tell you. Like at this point, it's just a dry, corny joke that people say because they might be like a console fanboy or whatever, which is weird to me. I never got why people were like console fanboys. Like, why are you loyal to one console? Like, are you getting a check from that company? I don't think so. So I don't know. People are weird. Anyway, Redfall looked dope. They had this one girl, this black girl with curly hair. She had like these telekinetic powers, and they were fighting vampires. It was like a squad of 4 people, and it had like a cartoonish kind of vibe, like kind of like the Telltale games, but like more detailed. And that one I'm really looking forward to. Had they shown gameplay, because it was just a cinematic trailer, had they shown gameplay, this would have definitely been higher on my list for sure. It made number 7. You know, I'm really liking how that came out. So next up is Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I'm not familiar with the Mario Rabbids series. Apparently there's another game in the series called like Kingdom of something. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, yeah. So Kingdom Battle, that was for the Nintendo Switch as well. I missed that one, but this one caught my attention for a variety of reasons. So one, there's a new enemy. There's some weird octopus-shaped enemy, and I'm just happy it's not Bowser, because it's always Bowser. It's been Bowser for like 30 years. I'm glad they switched 30, 40 years. I'm glad they're switching it up and giving you another villain to fight. You know, but I'm pretty sure Bowser will show up at some point. Hopefully he shows up, like helps Mario and the squad, because you have a squad like the Rabbids characters that he worked with before, and Princess Peach and things of that nature, and the little star dude from Mario Galaxy. That's being developed by Ubisoft Milan. It was shown obviously at the Ubisoft presentation, which I would say came in third. They came in third or third, maybe fourth, depending on the next one, you know, I come up with. I was kind of torn between the two. Obviously it's going to be for the Switch, coming out in 2022. That's definitely a game I'm going to get, because it has like a tactical RPG kind of vibe to it. It's like, if you're not sure how tactical RPGs go, it's like there's a certain area in which your characters can move around in. There's a certain area in which your opponent can move around in, and when you move, the range of your attacks, the area of the AoE, the area of effect of your attacks is shown as you move. So let's say I'm moving close to the enemy, I could throw a bomb into their territory, it'll hit them, and then depending on my abilities and all of that and my skill set, I can like move back around to move my AoE out of the enemy's area. Vice versa, the enemy can do the same. The enemy can move into my AoE and attack me that way. So I like those tactical RPGs. Like, you can spend a lot of time on those. So I can see myself spending a lot of time on that game. So now we're in the top 5. So this is my top 5. First off, we got Halo Infinite. So before, when they showed it in the showcase in 2020, it was looking bad. They ran it off a PC. It looked like it wasn't even hitting 1080p. There was a lot of ghosting and clipping, and then the graphical fidelity looked Xbox quality, like the first fat controller, Duke controller Xbox. But 343 Industries, they're really locked in, and they really got this game together. It's looking beautiful. Obviously, it was shown at the Xbox Bethesda presentation, and it was supposed to come out Q4 20 of this year, but it's probably going to be pushed to 2022. It's going to more likely be pushed to 2022. I really hope that they don't rush this. They came up with a whole separate multiplayer, and it's gonna be free to play on all, and it's gonna be cross. It's gonna be crossplay. I was watching the multiplayer presentation video before I sat down and make this video, and they showed. They said that it's gonna be all crossplay, so everybody can play with each other. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, everybody can play together. Oh, I'm bugging. PC, Xbox, they can play together. I'm bugging. It's not gonna ever come out for PlayStation. The day Halo comes out for PlayStation, y'all can come back to this video and say I said it first. Nah, but yeah, word. So it's gonna be cross play for PC players and Xbox players. So everybody could just, you know, vibe together on that type of tip. The game, the suits that they have, the custom suits, like they had the samurai suit, samurai armor for one of the modes. It was dope. Like I definitely want to get that. So that's definitely a game I'm going to look out for. I'm glad that they got it together and it actually looks good. They're going to continue the open world vibe, you know, and let you explore around and do whatever missions you want, which is going to be dope for a Halo game. We've never had that in the Halo series so far. So moving on along, number 4, Metroid Dread. I'm a huge fan of the Metroid franchise. I played it across a whole bunch of consoles: Game Boy, NES, Wii U, whatever, Switch, like whatever 64, whatever console it came out on, I've probably played a Metroid game on it. Now this one, I like the premise of it, because Samus is facing an enemy she can't defeat. Like in the trailer, you see she's shooting at the thing with all her blasters and all her equipment, and she can't beat it. So this game is gonna have like a more like a stealth element. You gotta kind of hide from this enemy, from this robot enemy that you can't defeat. And you have like you can go into stealth mode, and it's gonna scan the area, and then it won't be able to find you if you stay still, but it has to be perfectly timed. So it's going to be like a 3D. I love 3D games with on the 2D plane. I like that vibe. I don't know. I just like that aesthetic. That aesthetic was always really cool to me. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the old school vibes and you get the new school vibes all together. So obviously they showed at the Nintendo presentation. It's get developed by Nintendo and a company called Mercury Stream. I was watching a documentary, a dev deep dive, and they said this game was 15 years in the making. But they ended up coming out with, I think they ended up doing like Metroid Other M or something like that around that time, or around the time that they wanted to release it or whatever. But this game has been way in the making, so I think it's gonna have a solid story, solid gameplay. They brought in an extra team to help them to co-develop on it, so I have faith in this game, and it's gonna be released October 8th, 2021, obviously for the Switch. So moving along, we got the top 3. Battlefield 2042. Now they showed this at the Bethesda Xbox presentation. It's developed by DICE. It's going to come out for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One, and a PC on October 22nd, 2021. This game is a game that I'm looking forward to because Battlefield is actually one of the shooters that I'm actually good at. Like, without having to like put in so much work to be good at it, because Call of Duty, I don't know, that's just not my vibe. Like, and I'm not even going, I don't even mean to sound like a sore loser, because I'm actually good at shooters. One of my favorite shooters was Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 1. Those are my 3 favorite Call of Duties, and I just like how the gameplay worked in those games. But Battlefield, I've always had more fun playing Battlefield because it's more versatile. Like, shooting is more realistic. You don't have to like empty the clip and reload to knock somebody. Like that's the most annoying thing for me. I would expect in Halo, because there's like power shields and using super soldiers, but Call of Duty is regular people and you gotta empty the clip to drop somebody, and it's, I don't know, it's just that's just, that whole idea is corny to me. But Battlefield was looking dope. They had like these massive maps with all bunch of players riding around in vehicles, all types of tanks and planes flying around. So apparently it's supposed to be 128 players. You can do like a 64 mode. So I don't know. People, I might have to upgrade my PC. I might have to try to find a 3070 Ti. I got a 2070 Super in there right now, and it's running every game. It's running everything I'm throwing at it. I'm editing on this PC. I'm gaming on this PC. I'm doing my podcast on this PC. I'm recording music on this PC, and it's been handling it so far. My processor and my graphics card, but I don't know. We're gonna see when these new games come out. You talking about 64 on 64? I might have to upgrade my Wi-Fi and my graphics card, but we'll see. That game is gonna be awesome. That's the game I'm looking forward to. So number 2, which might come as a surprise to a lot of people, I'm looking forward to Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. That's mostly why it's number 2. So a lot of people look at that like, oh, you bugging, bro. Like, no. This game right here, like anything of new Final Fantasy, and it's like action RPG, third-person action RPG oriented, I'm on it. Like Final Fantasy Remake, I gotta finish that, but I'm on that. You feel me? So that game was obviously shown in that Square Enix presentation. It's made by Team Ninja, who've made a lot of other cool action type games and hack and slash type games. It's going to be a tentative release of 2022. It's coming out for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S. And the demo is available on PS5 right now. I already downloaded the demo. My next video is probably going to be me playing through that demo. So be on the lookout for that. It's probably going to be out by the time I edit and upload this video. We'll see. Yeah, we got the demo available right now. So go download that. It's probably going to be a limited time only. So make sure y'all get on that. It shows a different kind of character. Like he's more like stoic and he's kind of quiet, but he get busy. He has like this big broadsword that he swings around, and he looks dope. And he has his homies with him. Not sure which origin this is or what this connects to in the world of Final Fantasy, but we'll find out more as you play through the demo and as more is revealed throughout the game when it releases. So now we get to the number 1 game. I didn't even know anything about this game. I didn't know if it was coming, when it was coming, but I was hoping for it. Like one day, just on a whim, because you know how you, in your head as a gamer, you always think that there's certain games that like you wish you had. This is one of them. So for me, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's my number 1 game. It was shown at the Square Enix presentation. It's developed by Eidos Montreal. It's coming out October 26, 2021 for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. So all next gen. It's not going to be on the Xbox One. Only thing it's going to be on this Xbox, on the PS4. So which is kind of weird. But maybe I wrote that wrong. But anyway, yeah, I like the fact that you can have this dialogue with your team and you could decide what they're gonna do. Like there's this one scene where you have to decide whether or not to sell Groot or to sell Rocket in order to get, like, because they need to get money in order to pay the bills for they ship and everything like that. But they don't have a lot of money. They haven't been doing a lot of missions lately, so their plan was to go in there and sell one of the team members as a monster, and then obviously break them out as soon as they get the money and fight whoever they gotta fight. So, and then there was another decision where it's just like gap you have to get across, and you could throw Rocket across and have him activate the bridge or not, and then in the gameplay they decided to throw Rocket across the bridge, which was dope. And your decisions that you make affect your morale with the team. I always like games like that. Like when they threw him across, it said Rocket is gonna remember that you threw him. That Rocket is upset, and he's gonna remember that you threw him across like that. So, I like the banter, the witty banter between the group mates. It's gonna be Drax, Gamora, Rocket, and Peter and Groot, Peter Quill and Groot, Star-Lord and Groot. So the classic lineup, and it's gonna have people from that worked on the comics and stuff like that, like writers and artists from the comics. So it's gonna be a faithful representation of the game. I'm pretty excited for it. It reminds it's gonna be another entry in the Marvel series, you know, overall, because I know Crystal Dynamics made the Avengers game, which I still play, which because it's fun. It's just like mindless fun. You get to use your favorite superheroes and just wreck through enemies. Like, who wouldn't like that? So Guardians of the Galaxy is looking dope. So that's another game I'm looking for. But that's all. Those are my top 10 games that I saw at E3 with an honorable mention. I think that this is going to be a great holiday season in 2022 for games, and I got a lot of games to play. I got a lot of games to catch up to play, and I got a lot of money to spend to get all of these games. I'm gonna get all 10 of these games. I usually make an E3 list every year, and I try to run through it throughout the year as I go, and you know, as I go through my journey. So be on the lookout for that Strangers in Paradise Final Fantasy Origins video and that Xbox showcase presentation. It should be uploaded by the time you're seeing this video, more than likely, or it'll be up soon. So you guys already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.